to the day. Today was a good practice. Thought our guys came out, had good work through our situations, third downs, red zone. Definitely much improved from last week's Wednesday. Was pleased with what I saw. You guys are continuing to work to get better. You're trying to bring that game type of intensity throughout the course of the practice, and I think you see a true effort to go out there and to improve and to get better, which is always something that coaches like to see, that type of response. So I thought it was a good day. Excited for the rest of this week in our preparation.
First question will be from Warchant.
I think, when we saw Jordan last week, his first extended play, you talked about learning some things from him. Did you guys have an idea he'd be as escapable in the pocket, since you can't really, you don't have people really trying to hit quarterbacks much in practice? Did you guys, some of the pressures he avoided Saturday, it looked like guys had him in his grasp and he was able to get away from it. Is that something you don't find out till really he's in a game?
Yeah, it is something that you have to get live game experience to truly appreciate. I think there's things that come up throughout practice that you get a sense of the natural feelings and instincts that somebody has, but just the true ability to get out of a tackle if you're in somebody's grasp, the quickness in the reaction, the willingness to stay in the pocket, and step and throw, and sometimes with opportunities you might get hit. Those things are all that have to be shown through the course of a game, and that was one of the things I was really pleased with, just to see his patience in some situations, and on the flip side of it, also show the the natural instincts and the ability to extend plays and to make things happen whenever he was able to break contain.
Next will be Aslan Hazanandi from Warchant.
Health-wise, just Jordan was able to practice today, and does Chuba give you sort of a bit of continuity when it comes to the skill set you now have at quarterback with Jordan?
I think I didn't catch the first part of the question, but Jordan practiced yesterday. He practiced today, so and then obviously we're excited about all those guys we have in the quarterback room. I think that Chuba is progressing really well. He was able to get some more extended work here throughout the course of this week. Started on Sunday. Got some good work today as well. So we think that each of those guys have their own unique skill sets and what they can do, and definitely think he fits right along with what we're looking for, and excited about his continued growth.
Coach, we got the press release that the uplifting athletes thing is happening this Saturday with the touchdown drive. I just was wondering if you could talk a little bit about how that plays into what everybody was working towards this summer with all the charitable efforts.
Well, it's another opportunity. That's something that really DeKalyn Brooks is kind of spearheaded and doing a remarkable job. And that's the thing that I've enjoyed seeing. A variety of our guys that have taken ownership into different and ownership and just really aspired to a leadership role in some of those different fundraising opportunities and things that we can help benefit others, and obviously utilize the influence that we have and the platform that we have to do well and to continue to serve, continue to sacrifice, and do something that is going to impact others in a respectable manner. And so we're excited for that opportunity, and once again, really just pleased with our players and their ownership in trying to make a difference.
You talked yesterday about the grad transfers, the kind of instant impact they've made. Obviously, those are guys you're normally only counting on for 1 year, but this year, kind of with the extra year, if they want to come back next year, they'll have that possibility. I guess, what does that do? You talked about kind of the injection of leadership so much that they bring, kind of knowing that you can possibly have some of them next year. And how's it, so much is up in the air. How's it affect recruiting for next year? Just so much uncertainty about who might be back, who might not be back.
Well, obviously those are all things that you thinking for the future. Obviously, we're trying, when it comes to the team, and what that is today. That's the thing. We're continuing to push these guys to elevate that leadership and continue to to build those relationships, but with the potential of getting some of those guys back for another year. I think that just helps with the continuity of what we're trying to do when you have the right guys that you definitely believe in the things that are necessary and are being emphasized here within the program. That is only means good things you moving forward. And with recruiting and this year, obviously it's very unique that you could have some of the seniors or guys that have that extra year of eligibility or that gain that extra year of eligibility. We'll have a better sense of that here towards the end of the season. But we will be allowed to go over, I guess, the 85, with this year with guys that would be exhausting eligibility. So, I'm not sure what that ultimate number is going to be. So we're going through recruiting with the number that we have. But it could impact some of the thoughts if we were going to bring in an older player or potential transfer, knowing that we have those guys back for an additional year.
You mentioned Emmett Rice the other day and his play in the second half. When I went back and watched that final play, I mean, he ran a long way to make that tackle on the final play. Is that something you guys made a point of this week and just showing some of the effort that certain guys gave maybe late in that game?
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll do that. At the end of each game, you kind of you try to show the standard when guys are meeting the standard. Then you show areas where we need to improve, and that really. I was pleased that you saw our guys competing, there through the end with effort, with purpose, with passion. That was, and a lot of guys, and I know you use some examples, throughout the last couple of weeks of guys that are pushing themselves harder in practice, and you're seeing that show up through the course of the game. And I think a guy like Corey Durden was somebody that showed up and has had some productivity. Corey he's had an interesting off season, and had to miss a few weeks there during fall camp, and really kind of challenging him because he's got to play at a high level, and I think that you're seeing him kind of along the line of a couple other guys that have made a choice in practice, and he had some of those effort plays that showed up, and he's really working hard to put together another good week this week. So we do illustrate that to guys because we want them to see how that payoff, the preparation, how that does pay off for them in the game.
We'll go back to Aslan from Warchant.
Travis J, in terms of him working his way through the process of getting healthy, like on a doubtful, probable spectrum, how's he been looking to you?
He's working his way through the process. I like the way you phrase that question, though. Travis got work today in practice, so I'm excited about the opportunity to get him back, and we'll see where that is. Come game day.
We'll like to Kurt from the Democrat.
Talked about some with the defense, maybe seeing things show up in games, missed assignments, things of that sort that aren't showing up in practice. I guess, what have you seen from the defense this week? I mean, obviously, the challenge ahead this weekend.
Obviously, those are things. Anytime you're putting together a game plan, you're facing an opponent. You're going to have mistakes that occur. You're going to have things, corrections that need to be made. And that's something that you address through the week. There's always a progress that you're hoping to see throughout the course of the week, and so that when game day hits, you can go out there and play with confidence. You can play with great speed, and that's one of the things that we challenged our guys is, as I do believe we're playing harder. We're playing with a better sense of urgency in a lot of regards. We got to make sure we still maintain the fundamentals, stay focused on the little things, and doing our job. And when you're in a position to make the play, trust into those fundamentals to go make the play and put yourself in that best position. So I think our guys are they're aware of it. They see. I mean, there's guys that missed some opportunities last week, or maybe didn't put themselves in a position where they were supposed to be, or didn't win their gap. In a defensive run fit, those are all areas that have been addressed, and nobody's happy about that when it occurs, and it's about getting it corrected and obviously improving here moving forward. And I think our guys are working hard to do that.
All right, last one. We'll go back to Aslan.
Coach, pretty much this entire roster has played games against top 5 opponents in the past, and things didn't fare out very well. But obviously, Notre Dame was a bit of a step forward. Have you seen maybe a different sense of urgency or belief in them after they were able to put together what they were last week in terms of this week's practice?
I absolutely believe our guys see the progress. They see, steps in the right direction. They know the way that they're working, the way that they're preparing, and how that is impacting during the game. And not only can they see that with their eyes, and much like all of us can, but also when you look at the analytical data, I mean the GPS reports, I mean the player speeds, I mean all those things are improving, and that's what's to be expected, and something I've kind of prided myself on with Coach Storms throughout our program is that we want to play faster as the season goes. We want to build to a new standard, to continue to elevate, to continue to grow, and see that growth within the entire team. But these guys, they're definitely buying into that, and we just have to go out there and regardless of who the opponent is, play our best ball. And if we do that, I think these guys know what they're capable of. And we're excited about the opportunity this week to play another great opponent. But our focus has been on ourselves and going to play the best football this Florida State football team can play. And I've got all the confidence in the world what we can accomplish. Thank you, guys.